I can see
The audience didn't notice anything, though. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome to another exciting episode of 10 Dead Rats again.
That's still us.
Still us.
Still us.
Still us. Yes. Excitingly, I think for a moment there we didn't have any audio. This time with sound. Yes, excellent. So begins another fun-filled evening of Warhammer and old school D&D mashup. Unfortunately, Andy couldn't be with us tonight, so we're down to just 3. But we shall soldier on. And additionally, I believe that Christian has exciting goings on and must leave us about half an hour early. Is that right, Christian?
That is correct. I have to ride the very exciting Long Island Railroad, which everyone knows and loves. And
The Lear, as we call it.
The Lure. Everyone in the Discord who's a Lure head, shout out.
Excellent.
Not a lure head unless you can name every stop from Babylon to Penn Station.
Okay, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that right now. Actually, just yesterday on Wandering DMs, we had special guest Michael Curtis, who is actually currently on Long Island. So maybe you'll bump into him on the railroad.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I think that's all the announcements. So we're not sure exactly how that's going to end tonight. Maybe we end a little early, or maybe we have the exciting Bruno and Yeffy show. We'll figure it out.
Bruno and
the show.
We're trying to avoid it, but it's gonna happen.
Keeps coming on.
I think that's it. I think that's it for exciting announcements. That certainly feels like enough announcements for one episode. Let's get going. Let's jump into tonight's fun-filled adventure. And we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Last time on 10 Dead Rats, Bruno was... Max was missing because Bruno was alerted by Herbert that he knew the location of Helmut Kolb. And off they went to go find him. Meanwhile, Indigo had a talk with the Graf, or the General, while Yeffy and Mina went off to spy on the Sons of Ulrich in their incredibly convincing Baker disguises. They managed actually to spy, in fact, on a meeting between them and Hals von Tassernick. Let's see if I can find out the Grand Prince Hals von Tassernick from Wolfenburg and Ostland, as they were meeting to discuss something to do with the altercations going on between Ostland and Talabecland. A little politicking going on there. Indigo alerted the general of the various threats happening, and eventually the group decided that the best thing to do would be to break into the Volkshalle, the location where the important meeting of all of the elector counts was set to happen the very next morning.
Yeah.
They
It's
broke a
always
window.
a heist when I'm gone. What the hell?
Yep.
It's always a heist.
It's always a heist. Indeed it is. So they broke a window to make sure that their intrusion was detected in the morning. Searched the area.
That isn't the only reason.
That would be the
broke
only
a
reason?
window.
Oh, I thought that was
We
it.
had many reasons to break a window.
Very good.
Like to get in the first place.
They did detect the presence of some kind of magical aura, which was of interest, although never really quite figured out exactly what that was. Finally, they retreated back to the inn, and in early morning, under the hustle and bustle as the Graf Todbringer and his entourage headed off to the Vauxhall to go to attend the meeting, they joined them. So apparently each of the electric counts was supposedly limited to just a small number, 1 or 2 personal advisors or bodyguards, and which is surprising, perhaps, because as they scouted out the Vauxhall, there was clearly plenty of room for each electric count to have an entire entourage with them, if desired. But it seemed that this meeting perhaps warranted a smaller set of listeners. Nevertheless, all of the electric counts did bring their entourages at least to the perimeter of the Vauxhall in the great yard beforehand, where many small little impromptu camps were being set up, and various politicking occurred just outside the Vauxhall as the individual electric counts made their way into the inside of the building itself to attend the very important meeting. In fact, if you will forgive me, I will narrate very quickly a little bit here. Bruno, as you
Helmet Kolb, you stupid piece of shit.
You spent some the evening with Herbert, dragging you around town, informing you that he had tracked down Helmet Kolb, that apparently it was a person of some importance, that perhaps Helmet Kolb was in fact simply a pseudonym for someone of importance who was taking credit for your work. He had tracked them down and was trying to find the exact location. His information was a little sketchy. You went through much of the night across here and there across Altdorf looking for the elusive Helmet Kolb, not really finding him until finally a lead was had that in the morning he would be in attendance with the electric count that he was attached to at the very Vauxhall. So you find yourself that morning entering into the grand yard of the Vauxhall, where there are many small camps for each electric count spread out. Some of them there's a few outbuildings around the Vauxhall, so some of the more important electric counts have taken up residence of these small buildings, such as the Grand Theogenist. However, others of the electric counts have set up their own little camps with a tent or two. And it is to one of these, flying the flag of Stirland, that you are brought, Bruno. And just as Herbert is holding onto your shoulder and pointing and saying, there he is, and he points to a gentleman who turns, and you can't help but notice the distinct profile, the eye patch covering his eye, the pale face, and perhaps slightly pointed canine. Of the very recognizable... No,
come
on. Gentleman, Count Orlok, turns to look at you, and yet somehow recognition doesn't seem to cross his face as your eyes briefly catch. In fact, it looks like you see him. He's turning to talk to another group, and you follow his gaze, and you see him looking directly at none other than Yeffy. And he's about to step forward and talk to Yeffy when suddenly he is cut off. Ariat steps in front of him and begins speaking quickly to Yeffy, bent down low to talk in hushed whisper. Count Orlok looks quite put off. And just as this is happening, suddenly there's an eruption of sound from within the Vauxhall itself. There is a shout. Someone screams, apparently in agony. And another voice, forgive me, shouts out,
Paul looking up his accent chart.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to get the quote right, unfortunately, which I wrote down here somewhere. The mutant lover is dead! Hail the wolf! And you hear the distinct sounds of shouting and a clash of swords, and everyone in the camps, just absolutely everyone, starts to rush towards the doors into the Vauxhall itself. And you can see a group of Imperial guards kind of close ranks and try to hold off the onslaught of people, but also confusedly looking over their shoulders to try and look at whatever conflict is arising from within the hall itself. Bruno, what do you do?
Oh man, do I lose sight of, or do I still have sight of Orlok, Ariet, and Yeffy?
You do have sight of them. It actually looks like Ariet and Count Orlok have actually pulled away back towards the tent of the Sterlinders, where a group of Sterlinders are gathered up, whereas Yeffy and Indigo seem to have moved to another part of the yard, and are perhaps looking about wide-eyed as the chaos around them erupts.
Nice wide eyes, guys. I will run up to Yeffy and
You know it.
Excellent. Yeffy and Indigo, you hear this explosion of sound, the shouts, the fighting, everything seems to be going so quickly around you, and suddenly, from amongst the crowd, emerges Bruno.
Bruno!
Oh my god.
Yeffy, Orlok.
What about Orlok? Yeah, Orlok's here. It's okay. He's not going to bite anyone. Maybe not, but I think the Emperor is being attacked.
He's Helmet Cole. That's it. He's that.
Oh
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it was
Bruno.
someone ruining
Bruno.
me on purpose.
Bruno, someone's
Oh, it all
killing
makes
the Emperor
sense.
right now. Possibly
What?
already did it. Yeah.
Oh, is that what all the? Oh, I thought everybody was all
Yeah,
excited
that's what the
about
yelling's
Helmet
about.
Cole. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nobody is excited about Helmet Cole besides you, Bruno. Nobody cares or knows who that is.
Yeah, because it's Orlok.
Oh my god.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
I guess we gotta get in there.
Gotta get in there. Well, we'll go through the broken window.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the three of you rush over to the broken window. You can see, indeed, there's a section of glass of one of the windows towards the back that is broken. It clearly has been boarded up from the inside.
Oh.
So there's a bunch of these glass windows, right?
There are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wearing armor, right?
You are indeed.
Yeah.
I think, in fact,
Walked over-
if I recall, I believe that you're both dressed as full-on Knights Panther regalia
Panther,
at
yeah.
the moment.
Wait, Yeffy too.
Actually,
I'm a baker.
Yeffy is dressed as a baker.
That's right.
Indigo and Mina were dressed as Knights Panther. As you look around, you realize you've lost tabs of Mina, but somewhere in amongst the crowd, you can see a little knot of Knights Panther. You see a couple individuals in the armor with the regalia on. Maybe she's with them. You're not sure, but you decide quickly. Just it's time to
Probably.
move. And you.
I'm gonna go to the next window, the one next to the one that we broke, and I'm just gonna throw myself through it.
Excellent.
Whoa.
You just smash
You're gonna
your shoulder
smash
into the
through,
window.
yeah,
Glass goes shattering.
Oh, there's a lot of man in that window. He is not small.
Indigo, roll me an agility test, and if your intention is to
Sure.
actually go through the window and enter the chamber. I mean, I'm going to say you definitely break the window, and that's no problem. But let's see how well you get through.
Y'all
Right.
practiced this last night?
14.
No. We were trying to prevent what this was going to happen, but we didn't know what was going to happen. So, we didn't prepare very well.
Okay. It's not
Yeah,
graceful, but but you do manage to smash
Indigo
a
ever
window
graceful?
in the bottom right corner of this map that we're looking at, kind of near the Ulrichian section. Although, again, as you look in, you can see each section devoted to one of the elector counts obviously has many benches, and there would have been room for all of the benches to be filled with the entire entourage, but that's not what happened. Each of the elector counts was probably seated in one of those chairs around the center table, and maybe the front bench of each section had the 2 or 3 people that each elector count brought with them. However, you can see in the center of the room now, many of the chairs are pushed back or some even tipped over. In between the throne and the giant round table, you can see the prone form of what you assume must be the Emperor laying in a pool of blood.
Oh, shit.
You can see various groups around. You think you can see a group of Ostlanders and a group of Stirlanders who were clearly in the midst of a scuffle. There's a bit of a fight going on over in that section. Let's see, can I... I don't have to stare at the screen, guys. I have the map on paper here in front of me if I just bother to look. Yeah, that's better. Okay, great. Where are the Stirlanders? There's Talbot lands off to your right, and I'm not finding Stirland. They're in there. They're there. Stirlanders are kind of across from you. So Stirland is kind of directly across, straight across from you. Talbot land off to your right, but they've kind of pushed towards close, actually, in fact, to the hallway that leads to the front door at the top of the map there. So a group of them clearly in some kind of altercation, and there's other. It just looks very chaotic. But you can see hoisting himself up onto the table to stand atop it is none other than the Grand Theogenist himself. You can see one of his priests holding his hand to help him up onto the table, and he begins to shout for order. And you can see the doors to the north there are actually still closed, and there is a group of Imperial Guard there that are kind of like holding against the door, and you can hear more movement from the outside. In fact, let's see if anyone has noticed the window get smashed in. Oh dear. So you can also see, Indigo, that one of the Imperial Guard standing at that front door has noticed the window get smashed in and is starting to march around the walkway, around the outside, the little raised walkway, coming around clockwise, or that's right, clockwise, from that top down to the section where you are. But everyone kind of stops for a moment as the voice of Yori, Grand Theogenist Yori the 15th, booms out in front of everybody.
Well, Paul, where's the wolf head guy? Ulrich, who's not Ulrich.
Yeah.
The young whippersnapper jerk guy.
He is standing in front of his chair, which is number 4, I believe, on your map there. So basically, his back is kind of to you.
That's that's a plus.
And there's and he's got two other. I'm just going to pull this out so I can stop flipping my pages back and forth. Let's pull out this map because I need it in front of me. There are two other Ulrichians, you can tell by their crazy wolf pelts they're wearing, standing on either side of him. But generally they all have their backs to you because they are all looking up at Yori, who's just stepped up onto the table.
Okay.
Are you doing something, Effie?
Is it clear that they murdered the Emperor? Like, he's just in a pool of blood.
It's not clear. It's not clear. In fact, Yeffy, roll me an intelligence test, please. And I didn't quite finish the Indigo. What's happened to you is you've smashed through the window. You kind of stumbled ungracefully onto the walkway in front of you, between you and the benches. So you're kind of recovering, dusting yourself off from the glass and looking around, taking this in. Yeah. How'd you do, Yeffy?
I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. Okay. Yeah. You can see
normal.
You can see that there is. You can see his body, and you can see the pool of blood. But you don't see anyone. There's no one like standing over him with a bloody weapon or anything like that.
Nobody's boots are bloody or anything.
Yeah, you're nothing. I mean, it's a little chaotic in there. There's a bunch of people moving around because there are. There's close to 50 people in this building, right? So there's the 15 elector counts, and each one of them has 2 or 3 attendants. So, yeah.
Debbie wouldn't think to look for that anyway. She'd be like, "Where's the poop? Is my vampire posse in there? No, okay. I can't remember who's who." Oh, that old dude standing up. What's he saying?
So he stands up and he's stop! Sigmar, save us! This is a pretty matter indeed, but let us agree to this. No one, and I say again, no one, is to raise a hand again today. He looks around with his steely gaze, and you can see kind of the group of Sterlanders and Talbotlanders. There's a couple other folks you think maybe some of Toddbringer's men have kind of gotten in the way. You see a Knight's Panther cloak trying to get in the middle and push them apart. The Emperor is dead, and we hold the fate of the Empire in our hands at this moment. Therefore, let us behave with some dignity and no little thought. Sigmar will guide us. He looks towards the front of towards the front doors, and he says, "Marshal Block." And one of the soldiers there turns to him, "Sir, you will send a detachment to Castle Reitgard to fetch Crown Prince Wolfgang here. He is, after all, the nominated heir. We, my fellow electors, will return quietly to our lodgings. And keep our people off the streets until their heads have had time to cool. Karl Franz may be dead, but the Empire lives on. We shall meet again tomorrow and choose a new emperor. Then, when we again have an emperor, we can root out the men who ordered this killing." There's some mumbled agreements, but generally just the perhaps it's the commanding note in his voice or the moment of embarrassment to realize that fighting was about to take out, and that the impact of what could have nearly been an imperial civil war is kind of quelled for a moment, and quiet falls. And just at that moment, then, Indigo, you hear the clomp of boots as the Imperial Guard, who's recovered himself and realized again that someone has smashed through the window, comes stomping towards you, and he's right over, kind of near the door to the Shrine of Sigmar now, just about 20 feet from you. What are you doing?
So nobody, even when we smashed in before the Theogenist started talking, nobody was actually fighting, right? It was just like a...
There was definitely a scuffle happening up at the north near the doors. It looked like more like a fist fight was breaking out up there.
Okay.
As you look around, though, from your vantage point, now that you're inside the building and you're standing on the raised walkway and looking around, you can now see that there are, in fact, 2 bodies over there by the Emperor. And you can see a discarded sword laying on the ground near them that is also covered in blood. And you can see that the person who is the other body actually appears. Actually, roll me intelligence, Indigo. Let me see how much detail to give you here that you're noticing.
Sure. I am pretty smart. Indigo has a big brain. 21.
Nice.
Go. You notice the other body is wearing the uniform of the Imperial Guard. And you notice, too, that there is a purplish foam oozing out of from between his lips as he lay there on the ground.
That's weird.
Interesting.
The other Imperial Guard is making his way around the walkway rapidly towards you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll throw my hands up and not put them anywhere near my sword when I see him approaching.
Excellent.
Like, I thought there was a fight.
He reaches you and he kind of grabs you by the forearm, and he kind of leans in close. What are you doing, smashing the windows of the Volkshalle? Who are
I
you?
thought there was a fight. I thought
Who are you
someone
with?
was killing the Grafs.
He looks over out the window at Bruno and Yeffy standing there by the window.
This is the Graf's champion. He's in charge of keeping the Graf safe, and he thought the Graf was in trouble from the screaming and the yelling, and he gets very concerned. He wasn't allowed to be inside because the Graf only has a select few members, and it's only an honorific, really.
He looks at you, Indigo, and sees that you're clearly wearing the Knight's Panther. And he looks over across the way and catches the eye of one of the other Knight's Panther, and he waves him over. So one of the other Knight's Panther is coming towards you. As this is happening, you can see that the doors to the north are starting to be opened. And it seems like the tension has cooled. The fighting has died down. No one's screaming. No one's got weapons out. the doors open, and as they start to open, there's suddenly a blast of sound from outside as there's many shouts from outside. Again, as all the people, all the entourages outside who are trying to push their way in to find out what was going on are kind of being pushed back out. And Yori steps down off of the table and walks purposefully towards the door to address the crowd out at the front.
Can we clamber in the window from here?
Yes, you can. Yeah. I assume you do
get
so.
a look at the body.
Yeffy, you coming in as well?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Ooh,
As the two of you
blast.
climb in, one of the other gentlemen approaches. You realize, Indigo, that it is none other than the general, your friend, General Johann Schwirmert. And there's a quick exchange between him and the Imperial Guard. Where are these your? Is this your man? Oh yes, that is the glass champion. Okay, all right. Try not to smash any windows.
Sorry.
The Imperial Guard then kind of positions himself to block anyone else from coming in the window. But at this point, Bruno and Yeffy have already climbed in. Schwirmut looks at you, Indigo, and he says, and he just looks at you kind of wide. And he says, "What do you think?
Happened?
One of the guards attacked the Emperor. He screamed something about the wolf, long live wolf, and he stabbed him right through the heart."
That's terrible.
Yes, it is.
What happened? Who killed the assassin?
He puts the other guards, they run to intercept him, but he put something in his mouth and then he just collapsed. You can all see now Yori has made his way to the front and is giving a similar speech to the one he just gave to everyone in the building, to those who are outside. Again, calling for calm and assuring everyone that though the Emperor is dead, that the Empire lives on, and that everyone needs to return home and cool off. That seems to be generally
we had
what he's.
someone who could ask questions of dead bodies.
Yeah.
Can I get over this or off of this walkway and start climbing down to where the bodies are?
Sure. Yeah, you make your way through the. There's the group of electrocounts and their entourages who are kind of clustered around the center. They're kind of starting to filter up towards the north to ostensibly probably to leave the building, whereas the guards who were guarding the door are switching and coming back down to kind of take position around the bodies and just kind of stand guard there to make sure no one interferes. But there's a moment there as the two groups kind of switch positions where you're able to scamper down there and take a peek.
Yeah, Bruno time. Nobody's watching. I guess I want to check out the assassin first.
Okay. Roll me a surgery roll, please.
Like 22.
Okay,
That was
excellent.
good.
You definitely, you look at him, you can see the purple foam coming out of his mouth, and you immediately recognize this. This is a poison that you are well acquainted with, the very same one that you remember being used at your time in Bogenhofen to dispatch.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Wow. Great. I'm particularly going to check this guy for any kind of purple hand tattoo or distinguishing features.
That you don't find. As you look over, you don't find any purple hand tattoo.
Does he look like a guard?
He is dressed like an Imperial Guard, like the others.
How thorough is that costume?
Would you like to roll a intelligence disguise, Yeffy, to see how well you think he's disguised?
Ooh, wow.
Sure, I might actually get that one.
Wow.
Okay.
There's a skill that probably hasn't come up at all yet.
So still not go to 14?
Okay.
That's good. That's
it,
good.
It looks to you like a it looks to you like a proper Imperial Guard uniform, but it does look like it doesn't quite fit him perfectly. It's a little the sleeves come up a little high, the cuffs of the pants are showing a little more calf than they should. Perhaps it was made for a smaller person.
Foul play.
Can I check out the Emperor here too? Ooh, yeah. Get my fingers in the Emperor's pockets.
As you move in that direction, Bruno, the Imperial Guard have arrived, and they immediately they've got their hands on their swords. And they say, "You step away from the Emperor."
Oh, I'm Dr. Bruno Feinbottom, famed surgeon.
Part of his vision skilled, I flash a piece of paper. Probably Pig wants to market a picture. Famed physician. I'm his assistant, Deborah Longbottom. And why did I do that? And he is in fact a famed. He's written many treatises on different sorts of topics, such as mutations and also blemishes and certain rashes, of ill types and poisons, which of course this man has digested something quite peculiar here, and he has to investigate the bodies and will inform, of course, the Grand Tholologist of that.
Thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome.
He looks and he says, you may examine that one, and he points to the man in the guard uniform, but none may lay hands on the Emperor save Dr. Ludwig von Ent.
Von Ent. Ooh, so he's an Ent. Oh, well, of course, my dear friend Ludwig wouldn't mind, but I understand.
He has been summoned. Fine. He will be here momentarily.
Great. Can't wait to see him again. And, great, I'll just go poke this guy's body then.
Are you trying to do anything with that body, Bruno?
I think I'm pretty done. But, I make a show of it, so it looks like I'm doing something for them.
Okay. Indigo, where are you at?
I want to keep talking to the general, actually. I want to ask him, what happened, before? What happened in the meeting? You weren't in here very long.
No, there was the usual announcements of names and such, and it's very boring. But then, the Emperor comes out, and he's not looking so well. I heard he's not really that old, but he looks very decrepit. And he comes out, and he says some things of how he's feeling so well and so lively, and he has overcome his illness. But I am thinking he does not look that great, And then, oh no, my dear, he says that his doctor has brought medicines from Mosleb and treat him with medicines of the moon, and that Sigmar himself has sent him to save the Emperor. And
more sleep?
Yes. He has something about teas from petals of moon roses, and secret tonics that he has been taking, and it has worked wonders.
Chaos tea.
And he's going on and on about this moon medicine, and it's very strange for me because I'm wondering that sounds not right in the head to me. And then as he is going on about this, that is when. And he points to the dead man on the floor. That is when he is attacked.
Oh, that's very bad. I need to go talk to my friends, but this is very bad, General.
Yes, I agree.
Well, make sure the graph is okay, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. And he
And
looks
I'm gonna
over.
run off to where Yeffy and Bruno are.
Excellent, excellent. The general hustles off himself to go rejoin Graf Todbringer. Bruno and Yeffy, you're standing near the body. You're kind of near the body of the attacker. A group of about 5 Imperial Guard now standing defensively around the corpse of the Emperor, eyeing you warily. When Indigo approaches,
Sure is a dead
Yeah,
body.
this guy's dead. Yep,
He's super
yep,
dead.
Yep.
I was just talking to the general about what was happening
Huh?
in the meeting before the Emperor got assassinated, and I think
Uh-huh.
the Emperor was taking the rope.
What?
It's
I
no
think
rope.
the Emperor's doctor was prescribing him the rope to take for his illness.
This is Dr. Rousseau. Wait, really?
Yeah,
Is it
he went on and
mostly
on.
causes
about how
people
he
to
took
mutate?
more,
Yeah, that means he's...
things made from more sleeves, petals. That's warpstone.
At least it wasn't his spit.
God,
Like, how long had he been taking it?
I don't know.
Why was he telling? Who was he telling? Why was he talking about this? What?
Everybody was
Yeah,
telling
that's
all
weird.
the graphs. It is weird. Did you get a
It's a weird
chance to look
speech.
at the Emperor before?
You can't look at
No,
me now.
no.
They won't let us.
These jabronis won't let me through.
Yeah.
If I could make a gap, could you check his pockets to see if he has any on him?
Like in kind of a smash and grab sort of scenario?
That's-
No.
Or
Like,
what,
I'll make a distraction and just see if he has any rope on him.
That's a challenge. Oh boy.
as you're saying this, Indigo, suddenly you feel a hand rest on your shoulder, and you turn to look over your shoulder, and all 3 of you can see standing there is the Grand Theogenist himself.
Everyone's like that.
Oh.
Oh,
My friends, Dr. Bruno Feinbottom.
Bruno Feinbottom.
I'm glad you're here.
Yes, us too. We would love.
Please, I am talking to Dr. Feinbottom.
That's right.
no.
That's right. No,
He knows I'm Indigo, right? Right, of course, because we're both named Bruno Feinbottom. The doctor is, and I gestured to Bruno. I'm just regular Bruno Feinbottom, and I just look directly at Bruno while I say it. Like I look him in the eyes while talking to the Theogenist.
you can call him Indigo. Everybody does. It's confusing to all of us.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand why you would wish to hide your true identity. He clasps you on the shoulder and he kind of looks you straight in the eye, Indigo, and he says, "We must talk. You
Son of-
come to my inn this evening. Let us dine together."
Of course,
Good.
Red Theogenist.
Good. He clasps your hand. Good. We have much to talk about. Sigmar has foretold much. He kind of gives you a squeeze, and then he turns and he starts walking away.
Well, I guess I'll just be Helmet Cold now.
Warlock already has that name.
Orlok. I forgot all about that and all the hubbub.
At this point, you can see more Imperial Guard have entered from the door to the north, and they have got with them a litter, which they are bringing over towards the body of the Emperor.
Just take a look there.
I'll like give a look to Bruno and Yeffy, and then I will pull out I have a writ from the declaration. I have a declaration of the Flaming Heart, and I want to flash that at the guards standing around the Emperor's body, and I want to say, we need to look at the body. We need to check for latent signs of chaotic influence. By the order of
Nice.
Sigmar.
Great.
Excellent.
Great.
Roll me fellowship.
Oh! Whew.
That's a good thing to announce just as a whole frenzied crowd is coming in.
Yeah, very quickly. Oh my god. 10.
Excellent. You
Great.
you try to flash the paperwork at the guard and just insist that that they let you examine the body, and he says as you do so, the litter is brought over adjacent to the Emperor, and already a couple of them are kind of very gingerly, carefully hoisting him on there. And the guard looks at you sternly, and he says, "No, none must disturb the body except for Dr. Ludwig von Ent, or the Grand Theogenist himself. You will attend at the palace if you must, or go seek audience with the doctor.
How can I get in touch with the doctor?
He will be at the palace, of course."
Fine.
They load the body onto the litter and immediately start hustling it away.
How would we get a message to the fine doctor, sirs? Because we did find some very interesting and very alarming discoveries of the assassin here from Mr. Finebottom's very thorough investigation. He found some kind of weird blue powder on the man, as well as which we think may be of some kind of odd drug that he may have digested or may cause some kind of mutation, in which we should have discussed with the doctor.
Well, it's hard to say. Okay, right. Thank you,
Also,
Deborah.
he had some... you're welcome. And, of course, it's very odd that his clothes don't quite fit, and she's, like, following these guys around, like...
Excellent. You follow them.
and-
You following them, pestering them as you make your way, as they escort the body out the front doors, and you can see that there is a large carriage there that they're bringing the body up to, and you briefly see a black-robed individual sitting next to the driver of the carriage, wearing a very tall black furry cap and with a big bushy white beard. And you see him.
That's Doctor if I ever saw one.
You see him just for a moment, but they're pretty quick about it, about actually loading up the body, and you hear him say to the driver, "Yeah, to the palace." And there's a crack of the whip, and the horses start pulling away, galloping away, not galloping, but trotting away. As large crowds now are dispersing into the city from the Volkshalle, and it seems like everybody is taking the Grand Theogenist's advice to heart and just very quickly trying to leave the space and quietly move away.
Damn it.
Yeah, well, Indigo, it looks like you're the ticket. So you're going to have dinner with Theologian there and the Grand
He's acting pretty
Flubin
weird.
and get him to get us into that palace. Right?
Yeah.
Right? He probably had dreams about you and now thinks that Finebottom is the savior of us
He's
all.
supposed to have dreams about me.
He
He's
did.
not Bruno Feinbottom.
Just that you look like Indigo when he had them.
We do look pretty similar.
Where the Theogenist gave me a squeeze.
Yeah,
Was that on the shoulder? Where was that?
yeah, it was
My
kind of
hand.
on the bicep.
I want to check where he squeezed for any purple paint.
You don't see any purple.
Oh,
Oh, thank God.
wow.
I'm a little worried that the Theogenist is the Grand Lumen, is the Archlumen.
Indigo is traumatized about being touched now.
Any suspicious handshakes, I'm gonna check.
Yeah. Every time we try to scratch our ears, he gives us a weird look.
Well, Oh my god, this is so bad.
As you're
Well, that
standing there in the
escalated
yard
quickly,
trying to figure
yeah.
out what to do next, you can see, as I said, most of the elector counts and their entourages are dispersing back to their individual inns and taverns where they've come from. But you could just hear the hushed chatter happening about the events that happened, and you hear people discussing the specifics that you've already heard yourself about the rumors of this moon medicine and how poorly the emperor looked, despite the fact that he was saying he was so well, and then him being attacked. And you can't help but realize that like there is no way any of this information is going to remain secret ever, and that the whole town will surely be buzzing with the death of the emperor very quickly.
You don't say. Man, what do we do?
So,
I want to see this meeting. Yes.
I think we should figure out. I mean, so my thought is, I think the emperor was murdered by someone who wanted him to abdicate, right? Because that was the rumor going into the meeting, was that he was going to abdicate, and then he didn't. He was making it clear that he wasn't going to, and then he was murdered.
It does seem like the wolf thing is probably, the cover story, right?
It's too obvious.
Yeah. That guy didn't look like a, Ulrich person.
Yeah.
I mean, we know where the Ulrich guys are staying. We could always infiltrate them again. See if they're pooping their pants, or if... Yeah. See if they're pooping their pants, or if they're like, okay, next steps. And they got, like, their, like, to-do list out.
Yeah. That's a good one.
You know? I don't know. Yeah, we kind of infiltrated them the first time because we just thought they were up to no good. And that there was like an Ulrich, but he was like a young guy. And he got here super fast. He was super suspicious. We could do that just to cross it off, but I think you meeting with Diogenes is probably where the money is.
I think
and it gets us open doors.
I think that's where we're gonna get the most info. But is there anything we want to do before then? With the meeting.
I just need to talk to Count Orlok real quick, actually. I don't know.
It's about the helmet cold thing.
Him? No, it's a totally different thing I need to ask him about. No.
Your helmet cold bullshit.
I know. I thought about it. Right, obviously we're in the middle of a big thing. Emperor got killed. That's a big deal. I thought about it and I realized it's not that, it's not that important. You're Indigo, I'm Bruno, you're Bruno, I'm Indigo, he's Helmet Cold, I'm Orlok. Who's anybody?
You're not Orlok.
Name, anything? Yeah. Well, I mean, right, but he's not Helmet Cold either, so you understand. Right.
Technically, isn't he?
It doesn't matter, because the Helmet Cold, I now know who he is, and clearly Orlok's trying to ruin my life, and that's, I'm over that too.
You should let it go. It's really weird.
Let it go.
I can tell you from personal experience, talking to someone's ex is really weird, and sometimes can be very confusing, and they confess weird stuff to you that sometimes sticks and lingers around for a long time. So I just let it go.
That was a pretty specific hypothetical. You're right, exactly.
I said from personal experience.
That's why I've decided to let it go. And there it goes. And now I feel great.
Great.
Now I just want to have a little chat with him, since we're not doing anything else.
Oh my god.
Garlic on you?
Do I have garlic? Of course. I was up all night, to be hungry.
You should know it doesn't really bother me all that much.
Why would it bother anybody? Just tasty garlic. Oh, got some chua before I'm prepping my meal on.
So gross.
Mmm.
God, I hope this has nothing to do with that time we ran with those wolves. All right, well, you have fun talking to Orlok. Do you want me to come with you? I really don't want to.
We're not all gonna go. I mean, maybe we should all go. Just if he try, it's just I'm afraid if he, spontaneously in the middle of our pleasant chat decided to kill me, I don't think I can stop him.
Not for hypothetically, if you accused him of something and Vi was aggressive and bullheaded about something that was happening that you had in your mind, like for example, maybe someone stole something of yours or was taking credit for something that you did, and he reacted.
No. See, I almost forgot because I'm so over the helmet cold thing. That it's
Do you
not
remember that other
even
guy?
close.
Remember that other guy who kind of like stole from Orlok or was like on his property they didn't like and like he turned into a bat and he killed him and dropped his body in front of us? Remember that guy? That was a fun time.
Ernst Teidelman.
Yeah.
Of course, I remember Ernst Teidelman, my target / acquaintance.
Yeah. So,
No,
so Bruno, do you need to do?
Vampire? He's always trying to take his pants off. You don't know what's going to happen. It feels good to have backup.
What if
So Bruno.
Bruno?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no,
Indigo.
you go ahead,
No,
yeah.
go ahead. You do it. No.
Oh, I was gonna
No,
distract
do
him
it.
with something else.
He's one
something.
go.
Oh, I was just going to ask if he needed to do this before Indigo's important meeting or not.
Well, it just seems
Good
like we have free
question.
time, Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're just going to wait till Indigo's meeting,
What if, and here's something that might be a little bit more important, but maybe not, we'll decide as a group. What if you went to the Physicians Guild, which you're a member of, and you have exclusive access to, and you investigated...
That is true.
You
Thank you
learned
for
a bit
remembering
more
that.
about the doctor, the royal physician for the Emperor, because maybe we could learn something about him and learn why he's, prescribing the rope to the leader of the Empire. I don't know if that's more important than whatever helmet cold bullshit you have to do with
It's not about
a
helmet cold.
vampire that doesn't matter.
I mean, it's not about
Yeah.
helmet cold.
Like, what with these physicians, right? Like that other guy,
Right.
Paparazzi or whatever, was super
Paparazzi
into
was
drugs
weird. Helmet
too.
cold, pretty weird, yeah.
Just saying, like, it's like a whole drug ring. Oh yeah, never mind. There's a drug ring, huh? But why are all the
wasn't
physicians
actually.
involved? Well, yeah.
It's a very stressful job, and so sometimes you got to take the edge off.
So there is that one avenue we haven't discussed yet, which is we know where the neurope is coming from, Rob. And
No.
someone has to supply it to the physician.
That's worse than
There's
Sea
that.
Warlock.
Okay, well, I just had to throw it out there.
Oh,
I think-
man. The only
I think
people
that
we
is
know
a-
in here want to kill us.
I
There
think
was
is
that-
a good idea.
This is about Frank.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Okay,
really?
okay, well, in that case, Indigo, you're totally right. I'll go to the Physicians Guild. You two go talk to Frank. And maybe just Indigo to go talk to Frank. And Yeffy come with me to the Physicians Guild, and that'll be that.
Maybe we talk to Frank after I talk to the Theogenist, just in case Frank kills us and throws us in the wreck.
Ooh, that's a
It
good
would be a
one.
shame to miss out on what the Theogenist is going to say.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll go to the Physicians Guild,
Thank
of
you.
which I am a
Bruno.
member. Oh, good thing I got my white cravat still. Universal sign of a doctor. I hope everyone noticed that Ludwig von Ent was wearing basically the same outfit as me, and official doctor's regalia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I know this.
Right. Thank you. Great.
All right, so Bruno is headed to the Physicians Guild. Yes. Or
Just
are all of
mumbling
you
about
headed to
helmet
the
cold
Physicians
under my
Guild?
breath.
I believe Bruno is headed to the physicians.
Excellent, excellent. And Yeffy and Indigo, where are you off to?
I don't know.
Maybe
We're
I
not that
could
interesting.
see If Narab is still being sold, I could hit the streets and see if anybody, drops some descriptors about what the rope looks like. and see if it's still being sold
Ooh, that's a good idea.
anywhere. Trying not to look like myself.
We're so cursed.
Oh my god.
Excellent. And Yeffy, are you joining Indigo in this effort?
I will help. Yeah, I'll help Indigo not look like himself or any of his relatives.
Excellent. Do you want to roll a disguise roll for me?
Oh, man.
What's the
It'll be
intelligence, fellowship?
Let's go with fellowship.
Agility.
Let's say fellowship. Yeah.
Oh, 19.
19. All right, great. You go. Are you going maybe low, right? Because all of his relatives are fairly high class, so you go low class and try to dress Indigo down, make him look like a commoner. And you do a pretty good job. And Indigo, you want to roll me a fellowship test of your own as you try to talk to folks and see if you can score some rope.
Can I use my gossip skill?
You can.
Great, 23.
Excellent. What you find actually is that it is surprisingly easy. As soon as you start asking around, you're immediately directed to someone who is very willing to sell you some fairly cheap for about a crown. You can get a small snuff box full of no problem. Bruno, meanwhile, you head off.
I guess
to the
they didn't
Physician's
need
Guild.
us. Yeah. Stupid helmet folk, stupid warlock.
You present your credentials. You're dressed correctly. You have actually legitimate credentials at the Physician's Guild, so you're actually able to get in, no problem. What is your plan there? Are you?
Unfortunately, I think it's the same plan when we were trying to investigate Pavarotti or whatever. I am just going to try to casually ask about... Oh, I guess everybody is probably going to know about the assassination, so I'll just start asking people about the Ludwig von Ent or whatever.
Excellent.
If he's competent, how long he's been treating the Emperor.
You go into the just sort of the lounge where other doctors are hanging out and start talking. And indeed, you find the news has preceded you. Everybody seems to know that the Emperor is dead. And in fact, that there's a lot of discussion about, like, will there be a curfew instantiated? Or how is this going to affect the day-to-day lives? And will there be chaos? Will there be, fighting and rioting in the streets? Roll me a fellowship, Bruno, as you try to talk to the doctors and casually bring up, hey, what about that Dr. Ludwig von Ent?
Oh, dear God. It's just I'm beginning to feel like Bruno is just not a likable guy. I got a 5.
A 5. So it takes some time, I think, because everyone is so keen to really discuss the Emperor himself. Every time you try to introduce Ludwig von Ent, the conversation quickly turns to what about, just various panic, almost not quite panic, but just a strong concern about what is going to happen to the Empire. So you find it actually very difficult, and you're there for several hours chatting with the doctors until finally you find yourself a little exasperated, sitting down in a leather chair, having a brandy. You see
smoking a really long pipe.
You see an older gentleman who introduces himself as Dr. Edgar Edelhoff, and he says, "Oh, you were asking about Dr. Ent."
Oh, yes.
Do you know the man?
Only by reputation.
Yes. Well, that is perhaps more than most of us. Him being from Kislev, he doesn't spend much time here at the guild.
Kislev, huh? That's a great place. I've heard it's chilly up there this time of year.
Quite so. Quite so. His methods seem to be very unorthodox.
I bet they are. I bet they are.
Strange remedies, I'm sure. But the Emperor trusts
what?
him. Oh,
What sort of
it's strange teas, and I heard a mention of wait, I have it here. I heard mention of a sweet compress of starlight. Do you know what that might be?
Man.
And of course, his secret
that's a crazy
tonic
thing.
that he speaks of often. That was the secret tonic, which I've never seen.
I bet not. Wow, boy, that sure does sound secretive. Where, how long has he been serving the Emperor?
Oh, some months now.
Just a couple of months. And how did he even get into the how did he get into the good graces?
That is an excellent question. That I don't know.
Have heard of him,
I don't. Yes, indeed. I don't know. Of course, the Emperor himself was very unwell 3 months ago. So perhaps it was not the Emperor himself, but someone close to the Emperor who brought in the good doctor. Though the Emperor seems quite taken with him, from what I hear. Not that I am, of course, on personal terms with the Emperor. or was on personal terms, oh dear.
Oh, yes, right. Rip. Well, for other reasons, I have to really hustle off now, but
you're not staying for dinner.
Talking to you. No, unfortunately.
I think it is about to be served in the dining room.
Doctor's dinner, though, huh?
Yes,
and what are they serving?
Oh, it's usually something very nice. I think it might be roast pheasant tonight. I think. I'm not certain. It's always quite good.
That does sound pretty good. Finally, a night with some my cultured gentleman friends. You know what? That would really. I've had a rough day. That would really loosen me up. That sounds great. Let's do it.
Excellent. Let us join the throng.
Sort of a halfling-sized chair, though. So just.
I'm sure there are some volumes on on the local flora that can be placed upon the seat for you.
Dignified. Great.
Excellent. You head over to the dining hall where some of the doctors are sitting down to have dinner. Indigo and Yeffy, you're back in the streets.
One of us should have gone with them.
You've obtained some. Have you actually bought some Naru? Do you buy some?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Excellent. You have a small snuff box of Naru.
I handle it incredibly gingerly, like it's a bomb about to go off.
Excellent.
Does it look the same, like when I open it?
It looks the same. Yeah. I mean, it looks more or less like snuff, but there are some fine blue dust particles in it.
Well, this is bad.
Yeah. Wow, that was really easy. Well, it's really easy. Did we mess up somewhere? Did they get something that we aren't aware of somehow? Like a rock or something?
Unless the Skaven have a bunch of it, but why would
maybe some
Skaven
rats
giving it to humans, right?
Well, why not? They were kind of helping them out up in Minheim.
True.
Right?
I guess, yeah, they were working with somebody to invade Midnheim. Oh man, this is bad. I mean,
yeah.
Probably that's the stuff that the Emperor was taking, right? That he was talking about from Morsleeve. What else could it be?
I don't know. You're probably right, though. It's some kind of warpstone stuff. Likely. I'm not the physician. I don't know. But But they're real good. They're really good at passing it off as something real nice, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like a whole organization of con artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, if we talk to Frank, he'll probably kill us, right?
He'll probably be pretty upset. Yeah. Yeah. We sent his brother off and
His cousin.
didn't
not his
deliver.
brother.
Cousin. Yeah, whatever. He
Also
abandoned ship.
disappeared.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll probably be upset, but he probably won't expect that we're gonna, like, do anything nasty to him or anything.
True.
And, yeah. I don't know how much information he would give us, willingly.
Yeah. But we should probably talk to him about this. At some point.
Well,
or
if
somebody
it's
close
just-
to him.
It's just easy to sell it. He's probably doing really well. He's probably not gonna want to stop.
What if we talked to the toady guy that ran the pawn shop?
Merkel?
Merkel. Merkel is kind of a dweeb. We could put the squeeze on Merkel easy.
You want to put the squeeze on him?
Just, scare
What are you
him,
talking
right?
about, Indigo?
Intimidate him a little bit.
You're just gonna scare. Oh my God! Well, he'll go back
Well,
to
to get
Frank and then he'll over here.
Well, yeah, but it's still one step removed. I mean, if we talk to Frank directly, then Frank knows that we're here.
Uh huh. Either way, Frank knows we're here.
Yeah,
He hasn't already figured it out.
if he hasn't already figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we know what the bar he hangs out in. There's, yeah. He might be. He's. You know what? If I know Frank, he'll be really sweet and nice to us, and then he'll take us to a secondary location, and then he'll murder us. So just don't go to the secondary location.
If you invite us anywhere, we say, no thank you. We're comfortable where we are.
That's right.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And maybe I can get the Grand Theogenist to give us the blessing of Sigmar to protect us. Because I think we should talk to him
Sure.
after.
Yeah.
Talk to Frank after the Theogenist.
Yeah. As long as he's not the Grand Lumen or whatever. Yeah.
Right. He might be the Archlumen, which will answer most of our
Archlumen.
questions, I think.
Grand Lumen, whatever. Interchangeable, really.
Whatever.
Yeah. Unless it's Frank, because we know that someone named Frank is also somehow in charge.
Oh.
Which I would be kind of sad if it was actually Frank, because, I mean, Frank? Really?
Yeah.
I thought we were
Strike you as
peers.
the head of a
Guess
chaos
not.
cult.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. Want my money back, that's what I'm saying. Probably is him. What are we going to do? No, because he works for some mama papa shop up in Kislev or whatever, right?
Kislev. Yeah. Omri
Yeah, that's
or
why he
whatever.
was. Yeah, that's why he was all worried.
Yeah.
Oh, what if we got him like totally screwed over and then they just came in and took over and now that's why they're up's like all over the place. But they just were like,
Oh.
Frank, you screwed up and did not deliver and now we're, man, poor Frank. Now I feel bad for Frank. I haven't even talked to him.
On our list of people to see, Frank.
Yeah, Frank.
Maybe let's go collect Bruno and talk to the Grand Theogenist, and then
Okay, he should be back.
Frank could maybe get killed. Yeah, what is taking him so long?
Maybe I had to read some books or something.
You eventually, as it's growing late in the day, and you're starting to feel a little hungry, you eventually make your way over to the Physicians Guild, and wondering where the heck is Bruno. and you're actually at the door rebuffed by a servant who insists, "I'm sorry, that only only licensed physicians are allowed into the dining hall during supper time. I'm afraid."
But what about the physician's assistant?
Nope. I'm sorry. Licensed physicians only.
That's sexist. You know how hard it is to get into the medical profession as a woman? Listen, I worked damn hard to be that assistant. I tried very hard. I had to do things I'm not proud of, and I had to look at weird stuff that Bruno investigated, and goddamn it, I'm going to get in there for dinner, and I'm bringing my cousin. This is my cousin.
Hello.
I'm terribly sorry, but I must insist that the dining hall is for use by licensed physicians only. You may wait in the lounge, if you like, until after dinner time.
Can you send a message to one of the physicians?
Very well. Holds out his hand.
I mean, now.
Yes.
Like, going. Oh, I don't have anything written down. Like a verbal message.
Oh, very well. He holds out his hand again.
I'll give him a silver.
He looks at it. Thank you very much. What is the message? I'll try to remember it.
I'll give him half a crown.
Oh, you're very generous, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell Dr. Bruno Feinbottom that his friends are waiting for him for his other dinner appointment?
Very good, sir. And he
But you don't have a license.
closes the door.
Yes, he doesn't have a license, but he can get in.
As
He's
you're
probably a physician's assistant.
as you're standing there in the street waiting, you're looking around and you notice that there are various bills posted on some of the walls of some of the buildings around here. Some of them looking quite old, but there's a fresh one that catches your eye, and it looks like this.
Hey, that's a doggy. Look at that.
It features a large picture of a dog or wolf, perhaps, and it reads, "To the people of Altdorf, cast out all traitors and heretics that have lately proven their disloyalty in the murderous assassination of our emperor, in grievous acts of treachery and wickedness, and by their unnatural practices in worshipping animals."
Holy puppy.
Hold on, I gotta read this again. It kind of looks like patches.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Wow.
Why is that all capitalized? It's not like sometimes my books do that, but I feel like they're shouting at me.
I think they might be trying to.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna draw a little eye patch on the dog. That's
That's
better.
awesome.
Excellent.
Aww.
As you're standing there defacing the poster, the door opens, and emerging from the Physicians Guild is Bruno, napkin still tucked in his shirt, holding a drumstick.
Bruno,
Oh, yes?
we gotta meet the
In the
Theogenist.
middle of dinner. You
What?
are the
We're
Grand
going-
Theologist.
We're going to
I
dinner.
had doctor dinner. Yeah, I had doctor's dinner. It's just for doctors.
Do you know they don't let physicians' assistants in?
I'm sorry about that. It's pretty exclusive. I don't remember when you became my assistant,
Sexist.
incidentally, but
Well, we
You
gotta
want
go meet the
some of my
Theogenist if you want to
drumstick?
come or not.
Oh, the drumstick. What? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, I don't want your drumstick. Get it away. I'm going to Indigo's dinner thing, and they've got letters over there about patches. And they're really mad that people have dogs, and they're leaving things out for those dogs. And sometimes praying to dogs and other animals, and they're mad about it. And I think that they need to take a step back and maybe not be so extreme about all their views, because there seems to be a lot of extremists in this city. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that also seems bad. Oh, yeah, I learned about Von Ent,
Yeah.
which is what I was here to do. The dinner was
Yes,
actually
it
part
was.
of that. I needed to keep chatting about
Yeah.
Von Ent. Yeah, it. So he's from Kislev, where
Shit.
all the Narope and people who want to kill us are from. He's only been here a couple months. No one's ever heard of him before, and he's giving the Emperor something called a Starlight Massage or something like that.
Ooh.
Oh, and a secret tonic. So it's definitely Narope.
Fake. It's definitely fake. Yeah.
Definitely, and this guy is definitely not a real doctor, which makes it seem pretty easy to be a fake doctor and get into places. We really got to tighten up our institution here.
Yeah.
So that seems bad, but the Emperor is dead now, so he can't be a mutant. On the positive side.
That's a good point.
On the negative side, that Von Ent guy has his body and is the only one who's allowed to see it.
Do you ever get the idea that maybe there's like a couple different really bad people who want to be in charge and they're all kind of just stabbing each other constantly?
I'm getting that impression. I'm getting that impression.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. All right, we got to go to that dinner, right? This is
Yeah.
James and Bruno. You're going to stay here and eat some more fish?
Nah, I could do another dinner.
Okay.
Great, let's go.
Great. Oh, yeah. Put my ad drop, so sorry.
I like to imagine Yeffy's doing that in character, too.
Sorry, guys.
So you're headed to your dinner with the Grand Theogenist. Yes, excellent. You head to a very nice looking inn called the Crossed Lancets. There you find many clerics and acolytes of Sigmar bustling about. Good number of them. Upon seeing you, though, they all seem to immediately recognize you. And they... Indigo, are you still... Actually, before I say that, are you still in disguise, Indigo? Or have you changed?
Oh.
I've probably changed.
Back into what you were wearing earlier today?
Into my normal outfit, I think.
What is your normal outfit?
We don't know anymore.
These days, good question.
Yeah.
So, chainmail, his stripy pants.
Okay.
Stripey pants.
Okay.
Not much of enough.
I'm the only,
Excellent.
I'm the only one who spends enough time constantly describing my outfits.
Excellent. So you're recognized, and you're ushered into through the large common hall where you see many people dining, most of whom are wearing some kind of insignia of Sigmar. And you're brought to a back private dining chamber where you see the Grand Theogenist himself, along with a couple of other priests, are just sitting down to dinner. And the Grand Theogenist notices you, Indigo, as you walk. Come! Indigo motions to a seat next to him. Come. Should I call you Doctor
Indigo.
or Indigo or perhaps Herr
is fine,
Lieberung?
thank you. Indigo is fine, thank you.
Indigo, come and sit.
Thank you.
You'll
Indigo sits just woodenly, just like instantly, just tension in every part of his body.
Excellent.
Oh, man.
Yeffy and Bruno you find yourselves having to sit further down the table. It appears you weren't really expected, and so extra seats are quickly brought to the end of the table. You find yourself all the way at the other end of the table, with several clerics, under priests, etc., between you and Indigo and the Grand Theogenist.
This is great.
You will forgive me. I do not wish to expose your secrets if you are here incognito. But of course, I recognized your face the first time I saw you.
Of course, it happens quite often. You can imagine.
Yes. I've done some researches since our first meeting, and I know the prophecy of your family. I've found in here in the life of Sigmar, it is mentioned.
God.
Oh.
I've been reading it much lately. It is of significance to me and to you, I think.
I haven't read it.
You have not read the life of Sigmar?
No.
Oh, you must. Here, he presses the book into your hands, Indigo. Take my copy. You must.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. You should know of the greatness of your family.
I am versed somewhat in my family's doings, of course, as anyone is. What have you? What specifically though? What brings it to your mind, Theogenist?
Well, it's been much on my head, in my mind recently, especially now with I thought in the meeting that perhaps some abilities had been restored, perhaps to Karl Franz, and that he would step down, abdicate, as many of us thought he would, to the prince. Though, of course, I don't know if you know this, but that is not a great change for the Empire. The Crown Prince, of course, is enthusiastic, but whether or not he has any abilities to actually govern are less certain.
Yeah, I've heard rumors.
I had hoped, though, that the influence of the Church of Sigmar would remain, that we would be able to guide the crown as we have in the past. And I still hope this, and some the Crown Prince is coming here to Altdorf. I've dispatched some men to Kessel Reichgard to fetch him forth immediately, and I hope to hold a vote in the morning when he arrives, and see if we cannot quickly close that up and get a Franz on the throne again.
Oh, you would have the Crown Prince be elected then?
Of course, unless there were an heir of perhaps Sigmar himself were to step forward, perhaps wielding Gal Maraz in a glorious triumph to ascend to the throne. That, if that were to happen, then perhaps that would change things, but...
Do I get the impression that this is a joke, or is he saying...
Roll me a fellowship. Roll me a fellowship, Indigo.
Okay. 7.
Is he trying?
There's a twinkle in his eye. You're not sure. He could be joking.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He reaches across to you and he takes the book from you and he opens it up and he says, "Here, did you? Again, you said you have not read it, but perhaps you know the Legend of Sigmar, where it says here in the end. Where is it? Here it is. He knew his work had come to an end. It was time for others to take up his mantle and forge an indomitable empire. He held aloft Gal Maraz in supplication to the indomitable will of humanity, and as a final farewell to the people he loved. He had only one last journey to make. Behind him rose the heads of the World's Edge Mountains. He turned to them, and without a backward glance, marched towards his final destiny and his place, earned through great deeds, unsurpassed courage, and much bloodshed and pain, in the everlasting pantheon of the gods. Have you ever visited the World's Edge Mountains?"
No.
He presses the book back into your hand.
The edge of the world.
He says, yes.
But maybe I should visit.
There's a place called Karak Kadal. They say it is the final resting place of Galmaraz, Sigmar's own hammer.
Surely, if someone must have found it by now.
It is.
I mean,
this place, Karak. Karak Kadal. It is said to be in the Black Mountains somewhere, but its actual location is not very well known. There are some libraries in Nuln, perhaps, where some of my own priests perhaps could find this information. If one were to visit Nuln, perhaps there would be someone there who could help locate Karak Kadal. If one wanted to locate it. If
someone was looking for it, of course.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, I mean, these are turbulent times. Who knows who has time to go out to the edge of the world.
Indeed.
How long do you think the vote will take?
It should not take very long. It should be over by morning, I would think.
Oh, and do you expect any interference from anyone else?
No, certainly not. Although, of course, I don't know who. I have not yet spent any energy into the investigation of who was behind the murder today. They are still at large, but I think it was foolish to insist on such a small gathering. I will allow all the counts to bring their entire entourages in. I think a good body of witnesses will help diffuse any such problems. I hope, and of course, to strike quickly, to move quickly. I think is of the essence. We'll hold the as soon as the crown prince arrives. We will hold the election, and it should go well. I think most. I think I can count on most of the votes of the elector counts. There may be a few that hold out, but I think this pall upon the Ulrichians, I think will sway them to act quickly and shore up any doubt that may be laid at their feet. Oh, but I hold you too long. Indigo. I think perhaps you must go.
Yes, apologies.
Yes.
Diogenes. I will look closely at this book.
Good.
Thank you.
Yes,
and
indeed.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, and restful sleep to you, Indigo.
Yes, thanks.
He clasps your hand, Indigo, and as he removes his hand, you notice a slight imprint in your palm, vaguely in the shape of a twin-tailed comet.
Oh, not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is Indigo Sigmar? Or is Bruno Sigmar? Huh? Sounds like Bruno Feinbottom is Sigmar.
Okay, I do actually have to get going. So,
excellent.
Sorry, this is strange. Goodbye, everybody. Sorry to leave you so early.
Bye, Chris.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Don't forget that your camera will freeze frame as you disconnect. So give us a good
long
pose.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
Oh no! What? It didn't work.
It didn't work. He failed to close the window. Okay, there you go. Excellent.
There we go. Oh, he did it. Nice. Love it. That'll be great for the podcast listeners.
So, Bruno and Yeffy, you're able to pick up a little bit of what happens at the other end of the table. You hear snippets of the conversation.
Sounds like I'm Sigmar is what I'm hearing.
I think he's trying to get him into a cult.
Purple hand again.
A cult around him. I don't know if it's a purple hand. I think it's just a religious cult.
I think I would be into a cult about Indigo. Indigo's pretty good. Relative to the other things these cults follow. Imagine if they're just following Indigo.
I guess. I mean, he's much nicer than most of us.
Yeah. He wouldn't assassinate the Emperor. He wouldn't try to tear apart civilization.
Yeah. And he had that whole vision thing happen to him that one time. And he was dwarves and weird stuff. Yeah, that vision thing.
That was in a hot period. Yeah, yeah. Oh, also, everybody thinks he's Bruno Feinbottom, and that's a perk.
And evidently he has a book now. Looks like that guy's giving him a book, some kind of pocket book thing. That's normal, right? That's what cultists do. They hand you little pamphlets and books and tell you to hold on to it, treasure it always.
It's probably the Grand Theogenes Journal where he's just written Indigo over and over again. Oh, I'm sorry, Bruno Feinbottom. Yeah.
I was a bit distracted by him, I say that.
Well, that's a firm handshake he's giving him, though. Look at that handshake.
Whoa.
This is the
what is
game
going on there?
The scene. I'm trying to break his fingers with that one.
Oh. He's away now, I guess. So you wanted to go talk to Orlok. Indigo wanted us to talk to Frank, but I don't think we should talk to Frank without Indigo, honestly.
Feel like we shouldn't talk to Frank at all. Orlok without Indigo. Okay. That's fine, because he likes you. And we're just having a calm chat.
Yeah, what did you want to talk to him about anyway?
Just a minor detail about the work that he mildly edited and then put his own fake name on. Just a small point, just to double check on some research. Yeah.
You want to talk to him about your book?
No. Just a small part of the book. I'm not gonna explode or anything about him stealing the book. I mean, editing it slightly and putting a fake name on it.
If Orlok tries to murder you, I don't know if I can stop him. Just so you know. Yeah.
Well, probably if I hide behind you, he won't do anything.
I don't know.
This would be a great time to be invisible.
Also, I don't think these guys drank anything, and all they fed us is some bread. I think they actually ran out of food because they didn't expect us, and I'm getting kind of hungry. So, yeah, they've been just bringing us rolls for like the last half hour. Just rolls.
At least it's free. You know, that's fine. I have some Bloody Marys back or in my bag here. If you want one of those.
What? You said like a to-go cup from the dinner?
No, I got these little vials. Yeah. I've been making my own. Bloody Marys.
That's interesting. Yeah, let's give it a shot. You want one?
No, I really think I'm good on that. I'm gonna go with no. I'm gonna go with no on that one.
That's a good flavor. This is a nice flavor. I like this. This is nice. Really this is good. You know what? I kind of love this flavor. Can I have another one? I don't know why, but I really like this flavor. It's a little weird. Whew.
Well, that's nice.
It's like
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you make these?
I do. And honestly, it takes a long time, so you might not want to gulp them down too quick.
Sorry. This is really good.
Yeah, that's great to hear, I think. Or I'm gonna die. Oh, man. Vampires. So maybe just the one for now, and then we'll come back, yeah.
I would like a second one.
Here you go. Yeah, here
you
go. One more.
Thank you.
Woo! 2 weeks. Yep.
I can't quite get my tongue all the way down the tube. My tongue can get really long now. It's really weird. Never used to be able to get that long. Just, I was like a fly. Like, I'm gonna get a fly. Yeah.
That's awesome. This is so great and not incredibly disturbing.
Yeah, you want to go talk to Orlok then?
Yeah, honestly, gonna be better than this, I think.
Excellent. You two excuse yourselves, and nobody seems to much notice as you slide on out of the tavern. Indigo still saying his farewells to the Grand Theogenist, and you make your way across town. It is now starting to get dark. It's getting late to the evening. You find yourselves having to make your way quite a bit of ways across town to a tavern where the Sterlingers have set up camp, known as the New Moon. As you come up to the Tavern of the New Moon, it's much smaller, much more private than the space that the Grand Theogenist was in. And there are various Sterlingers hanging out about in the gardens around it, which have a great big canopy of trees over them, and it makes this very kind of quiet, private space where there's a few outdoor tables, and then just within there's a small dining room, and you can see at a table towards the back you can see Orlok and Ariat and a young man who you assume is the Graf Albrecht Haupt Andersen, who you know to be just a little more than a boy, a teenager. And you see an older gentleman talking with the three of them sitting at the table. Yeffy, who you recognize as Grand Prince Hals von Tassernick of Ostland, because you saw him the other night speaking with our Ulrich.
I did.
Mm-hmm. Who are all those people?
So, question, was that's not the group that was fighting them in the Sterlingers and the house was fighting them?
No, they were fighting with some Talabeklanders.
But that guy hates the Talabeklanders, right?
He does.
He does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And he also is in cahoots kind of with the Ulrichians. Yeah. Okay. Great. That's not great. Okay.
Wait, the old guys in
so
Ulrich?
Bruno. No. So he's kind of made a deal with the new Ulrichian because they don't like the Aslanders? Yeah. Talabek land. I don't know. I'm bad at these names. Talabeklanders. And they kind of want to go to war with them and stuff, and they don't like them very much. And they're going to go to war. Yeah. And it's problematic.
I don't know anything about that.
The Sterlingers here. I don't know what it is, but they were with the Talabeklanders in the hall, so maybe they're also with... Oh my god. Oh my what? Sigmar. Except for I don't care about Sigmar. Wait a second. The new Ulrichians might be that rock thing. A lot of corn and Sterlingers have a bunch of vampires and they like blood, so maybe they're all corn worshippers. That's a really big assumption. I shouldn't make assumptions. Let's go talk to Orlok. You smell good.
Show another piece of garlic in my mouth.
Yeah, excellent. As the two of you are having this conversation kind of in the doorway, Yeffy, you catch the eye of Orlok, who's sitting at the table. You notice, looks at you, looks back at the table, looks at you, says something to excuse himself from the table, and gets up and starts walking in your direction. I'm very excited that I haven't gotten to do this in a while.
Oh man!
Yes, always on the ready. The eye patch.
Let's see if I can remember how to do the voice. Okay, so Orlok heads over to you. Deborah, is that you?
You
Hi.
son of a bitch!
What? Who is
You-
your sexy companion, and why is he
Thank you.
insulting me so? Deborah,
Well,
First
I've
of
missed
all,
you. What is that? What is that? What is that scent you're wearing, Deborah? It's delightful.
I'm trying to rage at you.
I had a snack.
Have you?
Yeah, it was very delicious. Actually, it's really great. My friend makes them
Oh.
here. Yes, my very
You,
sexy rude
purveyor
friend,
of drinks.
as you say.
Let's
Oh.
have one.
No. No. I read that. I gave Yeffy all of them. I'm so sorry about that.
Really, you only had 2? Oh my gosh,
I'm very
That's
disappointed.
Well, no.
so
no,
am I.
you-
Frankly,
I'm trying to, you son of a bitch!
What? How
You
dare
stop-
you insult me in this way?
First of all, you turn Deborah into who I am very familiar with into a thing, and then you steal on top of that your helmet Kolb.
What? He looks around. Don't say it so loud.
Well, don't
Come, let's-
be helmet. Don't,
Look, it's always nice to meet an admirer of my work.
no,
But
it's not.
I don't want it generally known. Why do you think I use a pen name in the first place?
Why would you do? It's my work. You didn't have to do anything. I wrote the book.
Who are you
Yes, there is-
exactly?
I'm either Bruno Feinbottom or Indigo Halberstam.
Well, which one are you?
It's a long. It depends on the it's contextual.
Well,
But I wrote the book. This person wrote the book. It's my
That's-
book. And Deborah is my good friend.
come, let us sit over here in this table over here. He leads you to a quieter table.
is this all you?
He waves to one of the servants. A round for the 3 of us. He points towards Bruno. Just water for this one.
What?
Is this what you wanted to talk about, Bruno? You just going to talk about the book? I thought there was other stuff you wanted to talk about.
Well, I'm kind of doing a general. I'm trying to do a general, airing of grievances, but I keep getting distracted.
Don't-
Like,
Listen,
It's our
I
lap.
greatly appreciate your efforts if you are indeed Dr. Feinbottom or Dr. Halberstam.
both me.
You've done a great effort to our cause. At this point, a servant shows up and sets down 3 goblets on the table. One of them clearly just with crystal clear water in front of you, Bruno. The other 2 full of a dark red liquid. Ah!
Well, you
That's
may as well
okay.
just call it Breaking Dawn.
Now, listen,
I should have stayed at my doctor party.
I very much appreciate it. Your work is quite good. It needed some editing, of course. The text is a little dense and it rambles
What?
from time to time.
No, it was perfect.
Well, not perfect, but quite good.
Plus, you could maybe have an editing credit, edited by Helmet whoever. But written by Bruno Feinbottom or Indigo Halberstam.
Well, I can't exactly go around saying I'm Bruno Feinbottom, can I? People will know I'm not that person.
Well, you'd be surprised. But what does that matter? Wait, what do you need? You don't need to be anybody.
Well, if I need to promote my work, of course.
It's not your work, it's my work.
Well, let's not get bogged down in semantics. What is it you're looking for,
Sir?
Doctor? Are you a doctor? You must be.
Yes,
to have written.
I'm a real doctor.
Well, that's good.
And what I want, Yeffy to not be a vampire anymore.
What?
What?
I mean, Deborah.
What?
We all have a lot of names. We all have different names.
Have you ever worn a dress?
That,
Feel like There's something familiar about you.
You know, while we're talking about the book, you know, I'm glad that it helped you out. I'm not sure exactly how that worked, you know, but...
Well, it's important to fight some of the pro-mutant rhetoric that the Emperor has been putting out recently.
Yeah, what way?
No, there's a strong presence of the oh bloody hell, what's their name? The Crimson Hand or something, some nonsense like that. Down in Nuln, that must be squashed.
It's like the Red Crown, right?
The Red Crown, that's them.
Yeah.
I was going my way to go deal with it when I was summoned forth to go to here to help Arias. Well, clearly she doesn't need my help. I don't understand why I'm here. But anyway.
Well, I mean, now the Emperor is, you know...
Dead?
What do you think? Yeah, dead. What do you think is going to happen?
I don't know. I suppose they'll put another one on. I guess that's what they do, isn't it? So many come and go over the years, Deborah. I've seen many, many emperors.
Yeah, it just seems like people really care right now who were doing what or saying what. And then he got that guy over there. What's with his deal? I saw him talking to the elf guys earlier. What's you guys also
the
with
Grand
him?
Prince. He wants our support in his war with Talabotland.
Yeah. Why does he want to go with them so bad?
Well, I don't follow it completely myself, but it goes back to he believes his cousin was murdered while visiting Talbotland, and he wants retribution.
It really seems like we're losing focus on the main point, which is why did you put your name on my treaties?
Well, so I could
Couldn't
promote
you just
it, of
publish
course.
it as? Could you just publish
It's a
it as
good work,
Dr.
but
Bruno Feinbottom?
without the proper marketing and promotion, it's just going to lie fallow at the bottom of the pile of many treatises that have been published this year alone.
But I'm Bruno Feinbottom.
Yes, and?
That's a good name to put on it. Renowned doctor.
Are you saying that I should go around saying that I'm Bruno Feinbottom?
No, you should say that I'm Bruno Feinbottom and I wrote the thing. And then you can say it's great or whatever.
I see.
I'm starting to think I have a type. Can I get a second one of these? Is that...
All right.
You know what? All we need is a quick cure for vampirism and we're square.
Cure for vampirism. Well,
we don't even know that's what's going on, really.
If that's really what Deborah wants, is this what you want, Deborah?
That's not what I said.
No, that's what I said.
I'm pretty good. I've been charged honest. Bruno, look at me. Look at my tongue. It's great. And I can stay up all night, and I can kind of see a lot of weird stuff all the time. Did you know that you can see statues move? Sometimes they cry. That's interesting stuff to know.
I saw that too in my recreational drug phase, but that was...
Yeah. Well, maybe I just had someone on drugs.
You're off running with the wolves.
Just gonna switch this here.
Listen, the wolf thing, that was just a thing we all did together, right, Orlok? That was just a night we had fun. There? It was like going to have it. Of course, Orlok was there.
You've never run with the wolves. Oh,
it's
Bruno, you must. We'll go tonight. I insist. There. Take off your clothes.
Yeah, that happens
always
too.
Involve taking off your clothes. It always, yeah, of course, it does.
Well, you've ever seen a wolf wear clothes? It looks ridiculous.
It does.
That's because they have fur. It's like built-in clothes.
They always trip on stuff too, you know, because then the shirt, the pants don't start and
that's pretty cute.
Yeah. Come on, Bruno. Don't you want to give it a try?
Fine. I should have stayed at the doctor party. Let's take off our clothes and go run with the wolves. I may as well get eaten tonight. Why not?
Excellent.
Completely.
It sounds like a party.
Or like
Man.
we're not going to eat Bruno, though.
But no, of course not.
Of course not. See, you're fine.
Good. I was hoping that didn't need to be said, but that's fine. I don't feel less comfortable now that you brought it up. Okay.
I'm a dwarf.
Great.
I sometimes get really explicit.
You do look,
Is that the right
you do look
word?
quite delicious, but I might need you to write more for me. But let's talk of that later. He slaps you on the shoulder, Bruno. Let's talk of that later. For now, let's get naked and run with the wolves.
My God.
And let's leave it there for tonight. That seems like a great place to leave off for the evening.
Great.
Oh my goodness.
This is why we don't do Yevy Bruno adventures.
I don't know. Maybe we should have been doing Yeffy and Bruno adventures all along.
Oh man, I hope this ties into people thinking we're worshiping animals and we run into those people because we're out with the wolves.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Excellent.
Well, I think Christian's freeze frame says it all.
Great. All right.
that's
Well,
hilarious.
thank you everyone for joining us tonight. My eyes adjusting back into
That's really annoying.
3 dimensions. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed our adventure, and hopefully we'll have all 4 of us at the table next week to rejoin. And I'm very excited to see and hear Bruno and Yessi explain to Indigo and Mina where they've been all night. Until then, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.